Okay, welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. I'm painting today, or this video is about painting. But before the video starts completely, please like, subscribe, comment, and all that stuff because I really appreciate when you guys do that. And I'm very close to hitting 600 subscribers, and it would be pretty cool to hit it soon since I'm like pretty close. Yeah. But this video is it's not different, but it's a smaller canvas. I think it's the smallest canvas I've ever like worked on recently. And the only reason I got this canvas is because it was like very cheap in a thrift store. And of course, I personally I love thrift stores and charity shops and just vintage stores and stuff like that. And I always look at the clothes, of course, and other cool stuff like home, like lamps and, you know, stuff that could be pretty expensive and still very usable and cool, but for a great price. And I always also check the canvases. But the problem is usually they're very, very old, so you can't use the canvas for anything. And if the picture is pretty on it, on the canvas, like it's an old timey style, it's also kind of expensive for what it is. So there's not much reason to buy a used canvas. But this one was painted on like some really bad flowers, and I don't know where they got the canvas, but it's firm and it's stretched pretty good. So I was like, you know what, this is super cheap, like 20 kroner, which is very little money. So yeah, I got it. And I think it was a pretty good choice because I think that the portrait I made was alright. Like, it isn't my best, definitely not my worst, but it's also good to make smaller paintings, I think. Not because I want to, but because I know that it will be cheaper, a cheaper product for some people. And that may be, what some people need. Maybe they don't have space for a huge painting, or maybe they don't have the money to buy a huge painting, but they still want to support or still want to buy something from me. That would be pretty cool. If if someone were to buy anything from me, that would be pretty nice. But yeah, so I started with the sketch, and the sketch, like using white, is always very detailed in some way and stuff like that. But again, I didn't have no plan for this. I never really plan out my paintings. Of course, I know if I'm going to be drawing like a half body, full body, or just a portrait or stuff like that. But other than those general things, I have no plan really. But this one I also had a little bit of a thing is that I wanted to use yellow because I bought a small tube of yellow paint just to try it out, see if it was something for me. And I used it last time to make like the teeth of my character on my last painting a little bit more yellowy, which I may continue doing, may not. Like, just depends on the circumstances really. But that's one thing I had planned for this one. Yeah. And I'm recording this video Sunday, but it will come out on Monday. I don't know when it will come out. I kind of feel like releasing it like in the morning, or like very like just very late at night. So like at 0, just like 12 a.m. or something, or p.m. past midnight, or yeah, I don't really know about American time, but I'll release it probably just 1 a.m. In Danish time, so it will be like out Monday, definitely. And that's also a thing. Like, I've been working on some different videos. So I've been working on my last video I did for 2 days ago, or something like that. And now I have this one, which is also about to be finished, and then I have another one I'm working on, which will take a longer time because I need money for it. It's something I was gonna do anyway, but I was like, I might as well record it. Like, why not? And then I also I don't really know what more I have to do, Definitely gonna make some more painting. I still have a huge wooden pallet left, a wooden board left. So I have some of that left, which is gonna be in the future gonna be finished and stuff like that. So I have things to do and art to create. Um, so yeah, I have some stuff planned out, and usually I don't actually. So for once I do, which is kind of weird. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little bit of a story time because I can't really figure out something to talk about. So actually, from today, as the day of recording, which is like Sunday, and I was at work, and for my job, I have to vacuum like a huge area. It takes like half an hour, which is nice because like it's an easy job. It's not all I do, but I said the first thing I have to do on this type of shift I had today, and I'm vacuuming as normal. It's going good. Do, 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 do. And then there's a phone under the table, and I'm like, um, who lost their phone? And we have a lot of guests. Like we call them, I can't remember what is it in English, but they're kind of like students, but they're not students. Like they're old people. So it's not a retirement home, but it's like an activity center home thing. So they're at our activity center for like a week at a time, maybe 2 weeks, but usually a week. And they have like all these courses and talks and music and good food and everything's like provided for them. But I found a phone and I'm like, oh no, who is that? And so later on we get to lunch where they all eat and we also eat with them. And then I say to like one of the teachers or conference holders, like, could you say like out loud, because they have like news and like where to be next, hour or whatever. And he was like, wait, I know this is one for my team, my student. She's been like looking for a phone all day, and then she got it, and she actually came up to me and gave me a hug. And I don't know this lady at all. Which is like, I'm so happy you gave me my phone, and I looking everywhere for it. I flipped my whole room like from one end to the other looking for it. I couldn't find it. I just been a little bit worried, and I was like, yeah, I understand that because like it's not nice to lose your phone, especially when you aren't like home or close by and stuff like that. And then she had to tell me. She told me about her dog, which is on the screen saver on her background. So yeah, so now I know that this lady's dog is with this lady's sister, and she's taking good care of the dog. But and she was also very happy with the food that we make and all the stuff. So yeah, all around pretty nice lady. It's so sweet. Like these working with old people, because they're still pretty fresh. Like they aren't slow and cuckoo yet. They're like pretty fresh and funny. For old people, of course. But they always come up like randomly and want to like talk with you and tell you about their life story, kind of like. And it's always when I'm either cleaning the toilets or vacuuming, or every time I'm not in the kitchen doing kitchen stuff for work. They want to randomly just say hi and stuff, and they're very sweet. So it's always pretty nice. But sometimes it's a little bit like, okay, I have to get back to work. But it is, of course, permitted to sit down for like 5 minutes and have a chat with these people, because they really enjoy talking with someone, these old people. Especially, and they also enjoy asking many questions like, what are you doing now? What type of school are you in? Like, what are you going to do next year? And who are you? And all this and that. And do you like to work here? And all, like, they ask so many questions, but they're so nice. So it's pretty good. Yeah, and I think also like just generally working with people is pretty nice. Working with nice people is nice, of course, and if they were very mean or like not great people, it wouldn't be as nice. Of course, that makes sense. So yeah. Also, I did something different on this painting. I also used like a marker, and I used to do some of the things, but I didn't record it. This painting, I didn't record everything I did on this painting, and that's simply because I kind of forgot. And when I usually like catch myself, there's still something to do. But when I catch myself forgetting to record something on a smaller painting, it's kind of too late because it takes like half, not even half, like less than half, like a third of the time of a bigger painting, which is nice in some way, but in other ways it's like, it's over so soon. But yeah, so I still like painting just in general. It doesn't have to be a large canvas, and it doesn't have to be a small one. I definitely prefer creating on larger canvases, and I think that's important to know also, like what you prefer to do in art, to know like what fits your style and your like choices better and what you like. So like that's important, and I really try to strive for doing stuff that I know will not necessarily improve every time, but definitely not stick with the stuff that I like. I also try to go outside my comfort zone, but there's some things that I know that it's gonna be better if I do it like this. And I think that's a fair way of doing stuff, especially in art, because if you aren't motivated to do anything, you're not gonna do anything. And yeah, so I'm getting pretty far along with it, and it's a bit messy right now, but as most of my stuff, it goes from really messy to kind of neat to kind of messy again. So like it's always a journey of creation. Like the product is never really finished. At least that's my thought. Like here, I did some things without recording it, and that can sometimes be good also, because the video can get quite long, because I want you guys to be able to see all the stuff that I'm doing, but I don't want to bore you. But again, I don't really care if you're bored, because if you're bored, you just click off. Stuff like that. So like, it doesn't really affect me. But also sometimes I just want to paint. Like I don't want to think about, oh, I gotta set up my phone. Sometimes I just want to paint, and I just want to create, and it has to be like free. And that's also one of the reasons why I would like a camera, because then I could still listen to music or stuff like that. Or not have to think about, oh, I have to use my phone later or something like that. Or space on my phone. Like that's the worst part. That's having no space on my phone for pictures and videos and other stuff than YouTube. So I'd definitely like a camera, but it's not something that's necessary in any capacity. Like it isn't. I don't need it. It works fine without it, and it's definitely something I'll invest in if I get money from YouTube, or I get money just from myself. Just have money to spare. But it would definitely do some things better, and some things it might not do. Like I can't necessarily say what would be better. Well, I can, but like quality and like just me remembering to record. But other things, like it wouldn't be that much different. It would be very much the same, especially with how small and great cameras have gotten. So like it would be better, but still very close to my just using my phone type of thing. And I really like that. Just pulling out my phone and doing all parts of the video on my phone. So like I'm recording on the phone, I'm editing on the phone, and I'm doing the voiceover on my phone. So there's there's a lot of stuff. Like so it would be pretty nice if I upgraded, but it wouldn't change that much. It would just then I needed to edit on my computer, which would also be fine, because I don't do that much editing, as you probably know. I don't really do that much editing. But yeah, I want to say thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And yeah, bye bye. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.